Okay, so good evening. I hope you have received your materials. We haven't seen each
Yep.
other for 2 weeks. So we'll just keep this, try to do a chart reading, but then we're going to layer by layer. So every subsequent class, we add one more layer to the reading of the chart. And for this week, we'll go through perhaps one of the very critical things I would consider. I mean, when we talk about clash, we talk about combine, we talk about all kinds of personality and relationship. But perhaps at the end of the day, to keep it very simple, it boils down to one thing, happiness. And in terms of doing happy, today's topic is about a very simple one, the people that you should avoid in your life. If you can avoid these people in your life, then all other problems can be easily solved. Let's see this. Now, what people am I talking about? Let's take a look into the concept of affinity. Affinity. I'm sure many of us would agree that we have a concept that's called Yao Yun. That means that even though you may be people that you have been separated for a very long time. I mean, let's say for example, many years ago, one time I was in Perth. In I was visiting my sister, and then the family decided to drive out to the Pinnacles, a tourist attraction which is about roughly 2 hours up north from Perth. And after visiting the Pinnacle, we then decided to drop by for lunch. So we went to a restaurant for lunch, and at the restaurant, I bumped into a fellow Malaysian, a colleague, I mean, somebody that I know from Kuala Lumpur. So sometimes we get this kind of affinity that even though you can be the other side of the world, far, far away, in a distance. I mean, what are the chances when you are in Australia, in Perth, and you are like 2 hours away from a city, in one restaurant in the middle of nowhere, you bump into somebody that you know. Therefore, this is what I think many of us will understand it to be called affinity. And once you have this affinity, the bond is stronger, and you are bound to see them again and again, even though circumstances may vary. And so to check for your affinity, and perhaps we should do that, let's take a look into what I call the groups, the groupings that we actually would have. Now, uh, so today's practice is that when we look into a chart, let's say, for example, when we look into a chart, I just randomly draw a chart. No? Okay, now, I think you're more familiar with the chart, this kind of chart that I see. And let's say, for example, in this chart, all the chachi, all the pillar, each of these pillar between the heaven and the earth belongs to a particular group. Now, for example, this is fire dog, pink shoe, fire dog. Fire dog belongs to group number 3. There below there, you can see there's a group number 3. There's a group number 3. And then here we have the metal ox, Sincho, metal ox. And metal ox belongs to group number 4, G4. G4. And then of course we have G5, which is the Renzi, that means water rat. And then we have G5 again, which is your earth monkey. Therefore here, there are altogether 60 animal signs and divided into groups of 10. That means 10 stems represents one group. So altogether there are 6 groups. Altogether 6 groups. And the 6 groups basically follow the order of the sequence of the animal signs. So each group will have one heaven each. That means Jia Yi Bing Ding Wu Zhi Geng Xin Ren Gu. So therefore there will be. And so what we may do is to consider bringing them to a group. And so what you can do is that when you check the charts of your husbands, your wives, your children, and to see whether there are groups or not. And fellow groups tends to have better affinity. They then have better affinity. So therefore, it's like, which group are you from? Now, let's just do an experiment. You have this material here with you. Can you consider, number one, your day master? Can anybody just put into the chat, all of you, there are about 12 of you now. Each of you just put into the group your day master. What group do you belong to? Just do a bit of an experiment here. Your day master, let's say for example, right now on no, type into the chat. Type into the chat.
Type in the chat. Okay.
Type in the chat. I just want to get a bit of a recording. Let's say for example, this is day master is Renche, is water red. Therefore, water red is G5. You can just check. Come on, type your group number. Type your group number. Type your group number. Just check. Group 2. Really is group 2. Your day master. So what group is it?
How come I cannot type?
You cannot type in the chat, is it?
My iPad cannot type one, is it?
Oh, your iPad. You really
iPad cannot check.
I wouldn't know. I thought you could.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay. Ting Cho. Where is Ting Cho?
Ting Cho is group 2.
Ting Cho is group 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Ting Cho is group 2. Yeah. So Mei is Ting Cho. Okay. Lily is group 2. Then we have Chia Yin. Chia Yin is group.
Jia Yin is group 6.
Group 6. Group 4. Okay. 6. 2. 2. 2. 6. 2, 2, 6. Okay, so we have 6, 6. So there are 2 and 6, 2 and 6. So a lot of 2s, a lot of 6. Affinity, affinity. Sometimes this experiment will be better if you're all in a physical class. Then sometimes we can get a group, and then sometimes we can see that people are actually sitting together. The groups can be quite sitting together. Okay, but of course, each of us have 4 pillars. Each of us. Now, I'm not saying that you don't get to meet. I'm not saying that you don't get to meet people from other groups. Of course, in your life, you would almost meet everyone here. But there are strangers. I mean, maybe now as MCO, the environment is different. But on an ordinary life, when we travel outside, you go to you take an LRT station, you go to travel. You meet people, strangers walking up and down. But your group members, these are the ones that somehow you tend to find affinity. So therefore, they are magnetic. They are magnetic to each of them in this affinity group of yours. Okay, so Kim Tae is group 2. Come here 6. So therefore, lots of 2s and lots of 6. Even in this simple small exercise. Hey, how about the rest? I'm sure there's the rest.
I'm group 4.
You're group 4.
I'm group 1, but I don't seem to be able to type. Okay, now I found this.
Can you type? Okay, Robin is group 2. Pink is group 2. All right, so we do have. Okay. Okay, good. Now, these groups are also used in Qimeng Tunjia. For those who study Qimeng, these groups also will be there. They call it there's also one. Oh, myself, I'm group 1. Funny, I'm group 1, and then here I am talking to the wider group of group 2s and 6 into the area. That's interesting. Okay, all right. Now, so So number one, each of you belong to a group. But once again, I just asked you for your day master. I asked you for your day master. But if you're looking into external circle of friends, therefore we may actually look into your year pillar. So your year pillar, what group is your year pillar? What group is your year pillar? Okay, then okay, so each of you should be able to map out your group, and then when you relate to each other group to see whether there is a stronger affinity. And now when I say affinity, now when I say affinity, okay, so firstly we have 6 groups. So firstly altogether we have 6 groups, and so with these 6 groups, we will find that there's a tendency for your, I mean, if you can go back, if you can go back to your classmates. Now, of course, during your school days, don't say during the school days, all your classmates are the same age with you. So when the same age with you, of course, all the affinity will be the same. Wow, come get everybody in the class, all the same group number, of course, all born in the same year, when you go to school. So of course, only when you are an adult, when you go to work, when you go to communities, form social, then you begin to find that the affinity is there as well. All right. So usually I don't mind, usually when there's a sizable group, I don't mind running this exercise because it's quite, you get quite a lot of positive feedback or feedback that these people actually come into group. Okay, but now let's focus on each and every group. Let's just focus on each and every group. Now there's no specialty in each group or group 1, group 2, group 3, but let's just pick one of them. Let's just pick any of them. Let's just pick any of the group. Okay, so when the same thing applies as well. When you are looking into social groups, then you're looking into your year pillar, So maybe I should have asked you for your year pillar just now instead of the day master, because we are in a social group. Right now, our grouping is a social one. Therefore, the external one. But of course, if you look into your career, this is your career pillar. So therefore, this is a career pillar. And people who are much closer to you, therefore, but mostly work-related associates. Therefore, this group becomes something you should then look for. You should then look for. But then, of course, the day master is your closest friends, as it is. But nonetheless, there are always 4 pillars to look at. But now, as you zoom into each group, now let's say, for example, let's say I'll just pick somewhere in the middle, just randomly. Okay, now let's say, for example, if I pick this one. Okay, if let's say I pick this one. So therefore, this one is now the Earth Dragon. So now Earth Dragon, being the day master, belongs to group 1. And being the day master, all other 9 elements represents affinity to this guy, and therefore, even if he is halfway around the planet, far 3 hours from New York, in a small restaurant, he can still bump into old friends that belongs to this group. Therefore, the affinity, the bond, the magnetic closeness is there. So therefore, that's what the affinity will bring people together. Now, when they bring people together, now the question is, does he welcome the affinity or not? Sometimes we just joke around. Oh, fancy meeting you here. Half across the world can still bump into you. What heaven luck? What affinity? But whether is it good affinity or not? Therefore, that's where we now come to the question. Okay, now, but here, go back and check for yourself. All the people in the past, Especially, I mean, most of us are already quite advanced in age. Huh? We are no longer young teenagers. But you go back to the past, to all the crushes that we have, huh? The people that we fell in love for, that we really, really like. You can find that all the other night, there's some kind of magnetic pull to people here. Therefore, there's a very strong affinity to you liking, you enjoying the company of these people. So generally, yes, you enjoy meeting them, you enjoy seeing them. But one of them, two of them, represents into what we consider to be into there's a Chinese idiom, of course. I don't think my pronunciation is very good. I'm not Chinese educated. Yuan Jia Lu Chai. I think so. That's what it means. Terrible pronunciation. But what it means to say is that you cannot avoid one's enemy. One cannot avoid one's enemy. And therefore here, to save you a lot of pain, to save you a lot of headaches in the future, these are the people that you should avoid. These are the people that you should avoid. Having to do anything with them, to do anything with them. But let me warn you, of course, these are people that you have affinity with. Okay, now let's say, for example, a man falls in love with a woman. He loves her very much. He's willing to sacrifice, he's willing to go for it. By the end of the day, the relationship turns very bad. And because of that, he fell into a depression. Therefore, there are emotional crises that is happening. And therefore, these are the two types of people that you should avoid at all costs. That's what it actually denotes here. Come across. And now, who are these people and how do we tell them across? Now, without going too much into the so-called the part, the rock wealth group bit, let's take a look into the other appendix that I have given you. The other appendix that I've given you. All right, so let's map it up together. Let's map it up together. Yeah, so these are the people. Let's just look at it. So we'll just take a look into this. Okay, it's a bit small, so I'll try to make it bigger. Okay, now we'll take the first. Okay, just now I was referring to the Earth Dragon, isn't it?
Dragon.
I was talking about.
Yeah.
I was talking about Earth
Yes.
Dragon.
Wu Chen.
Wu Chen, yes. So let's take a look into Wu Chen. Okay. I picked the wrong guy because Wu Chen doesn't have this rock wealth. Okay. So I mean, because it's a one recommendation. Okay, never mind. So let me pick another. Of all the luck, I picked one that actually doesn't have rock wealth. So let me just pick another one. Okay, come. Okay, let me pick okay. Let me pick Dato Lee Chong Wei. Okay. Let me pick his first animal sign, which is water dog. Ren Shi. Okay. So Dato Lee Chong Wei, born in the year of the water dog. He's born in the year of the water dog. Okay. So now let's take a look into this chart, and let's take a look into water dog. Let's take a look into water dog. Water dog. Right? You see water dog here?
Yeah.
So you see water dog here? Ting Wei. Okay. Okay. Therefore, Dato Lee Chong Wei, anybody who has Ting Wei in his or her chart, anywhere, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where in the chart. Doesn't matter whether it's the year, the month, the day, or the hour. It doesn't matter. Avoid. Avoid. Okay. Now, first of all, water dog. Water dot belongs to which? Water dot belongs to
Group, group
group number
6.
6. Okay, first of all, water dot belongs to group number 6. But when it comes to heaven combined, so when it comes to heaven combined, then therefore, now, it's okay. Actually, this chart, you don't really have to worry because it says heaven combined. So when it says heaven combined means what is the combination of water? Rainwater combines with
Thing.
fire. See, so when we say heaven combined, then rainwater combines with thing. You see what I mean? Huh? So it's you can so once again there's no need to memorize all these things. I mean, study pacha, so many charts, how to remember. I don't try to remember, I try to understand. So all ren wants to combine with thing. Now, when there's a combination, then there's attraction. There's an attraction. There's a pull to combine. There is this magnetic, like magnet, north and south. North and south wants to bring two magnets together. So therefore, heaven, there's a pull. There's a heavenly pull between the rens and the thing. But earth punish means what? Earth punish means the earth clash. The earth clash. Therefore, heaven combined, but earth punish. And earth is about people. Earth is about people. And heaven is about bigger issues and pictures. Therefore, so water dog is attracted to Tingwei, but the relationship is a punishing relationship because goat punishes or clash with dog. But I know, you're gonna say that, but dog clash with dragon. Yeah, I know that dog clash with dragon. But here, in this concept, Tingwei is that goat, earth and earth clash also. Therefore, it's an earth and earth clash into the part. Okay, so Datuk Lee Chong Wei should avoid dealing with people who are Tingwei. Should avoid dealing with people who are Tingwei. But as you can see, not all water people. There are only select few. And so if you have any run water that's not here, then it's fine. Because altogether, as you know, there are 6 of them. Okay, now, but let's take a look into Dr. Lee Chong Wei's, take a look into his man pillar. His man pillar is metal dog. So metal dog. Now, metal dog, first of all, belongs to which group?
Group 5.
Metal dog begins to 5. So metal
Group 5.
Group 5. Okay, very good. So therefore, metal dog belongs to group 5. And so according to the chart, metal dog. And you guess it as well. Keng wants to combine with
Yi.
Yes, correct. So Keng metal wants to combine with Yi wood. And here there is, so Keng and Yi. Now Keng and Yi is, Keng is the knight in shining armor, trying to rescue the flower, the damsel in distress. Therefore, Keng people are heroic and have a hero mentality. Therefore, want to help. So this relationship means that Datuk Lee Chong Wei wants to help, but when he helps these people, the outcome is negative for him. He gets punished for helping these people. But he likes to help, he wants to help. But when he helps, he will kena. So therefore, there's a loss and there's a clash. So therefore, again, that is good. So therefore, this would be the scenario that we have. Okay, so now, Datuk Lee Chong Wei should avoid people with this sign as well. Okay, so hopefully, I just repeat it a bit so therefore you can get it. I think the next part is you should be getting better and better. We have your Ting Cho. And now Ting Cho belongs to
Group 2.
Very fast.
Group
Ting
2.
Chou. Group 2. Okay, so Ting Chou belongs to group 2. Okay, no man. So group 2. And now we come down to the sign. Group 2, Ting Chou.
Ping and Ren.
Ting. So straight away, Ting Chou is
Ping and, yeah.
water dot.
Okay.
Which he himself has. Which he himself has. Ren Shi. Can see? Therefore,
Yes.
so therefore you can see that there is this concept that Ting and Ren is heaven combined, and of course earth vanish. So he has this proof here.
So
With
what
his
happened?
huh?
What happened if it's in your own chart?
In your own church, it's okay. Maybe it depends on what you read. Even read down, this is your parents. Therefore, there's a punishment with the parent. Parent punishment. So relationship not very good with parents. Therefore, you can look at it from the outcome on this point. You can also see that when you have this heaven combined earth punish, it's like it's like a loser star. But of course, Dato' Lee Chong Wei is not a loser, but a losing star means not going to achieve that final ambition of yours, the final goal of yours. Into that one part. Therefore, that's the part. So heaven combined means there's affinity, but of course there is this. So it says that one of those affinity punishment, that kind of relationship that can go. So creating a bit of a conflict. So therefore, because you can also say this is wife, and and this is parent, this is parent. Therefore, there is this wife and parent are not in agreement. So marital to the parent issue comes into the place as well. All right. So therefore, that's where you can see the grouping that comes in as well. Okay. Right. And one last one, we can take a look. So again, I think you get more or less familiar with the way it goes. So this is number one. And by the way, you can see all earth, all earth. Dot. So all earth. Therefore, bullying punishment. So there's a bullying punishment there. Clashes. Okay, but anyway, let's come into the last one, which is your Jia Chen. Now, Jia Chen,
Group 5.
Group 5. Right, it's group 5. And again, if you look into the chart, into the sign, Jia Chen is not part of it. So therefore, that's not one of it. Okay, because well, basically it's simple because Jia combines with
Ji
Ji Earth, but Ji Earth is yin, yin. And then of course dragon clash with either dog or not. So therefore the clash doesn't easily take place. Therefore there is no clash. Okay, so anyway, these are people that you should avoid. People that you should avoid. But when we take a look into now, the story goes into this part from the cover here. This one, of course, is based on the romance of the three kingdoms. The San Ko Yan Yi, the story of the three kingdoms during the part, and of course the very famous achievement master, feng shui master, Zhuge Liang. I'm sure a lot of people know that Zhuge Liang. And so as it goes, usually from the classic, Zhuge Liang has reached to legendary name. I mean, we can say that virtually every Chinese educated person or learn Chinese or China would know the story of Zhuge Liang, or at least know his name, to be like to be the level of Albert Einstein, like that, brilliant guy, war strategist, smart fella, something like that. But of course, during the story, there was also Zhou Yu, and this was his arch enemy. It was his arch enemy. And here it goes to say that Zhou Yu is also brilliant, also a good achievement master, also a war strategist. And so in this saying, uh, in this saying, Choi prayed to the heavens and complained, or ask God, if you create me, if you have created me, why do you create Triple L? This means to say that two great heroes, two great personality, born at the same time, or coming together at the same time. When you have these two great heroes coming together at the same time, it becomes something of a very sad case where you couldn't shine, you couldn't be successful, you couldn't progress. Your name is not immortalized because somebody else is there. Therefore, this would be something like Kryptonite, something like a Kryptonite to Superman. If you know the story of Superman, this Superman hero, strong, can do anything, but his weakness is Krypton, something along the line. Therefore, and now of all the 60 Chachi, of all the animal sign, your Rockwell group. And this is the animal sign with the so-called the one that you should avoid at all costs. The one that you should avoid at all costs. And here you can see that just now when you look through, there's no Chia Chen. Just now you look through, there's not. So therefore here, let's take a look into the people here. Okay, now let's come back to Datuk Lee Chong Wei. His day master is Ting Cho. According to this chart, Ting Cho should avoid who? Who should Ting Cho avoid?
Fire horse.
Fire horse. Yeah, fire horse. Therefore, do not go against fire horse. In all circumstances, if this is the girl that you like, stop. Don't pursue any further. If this is a business partner that was giving you an idea, stop. Do not proceed any further. Do not deal with. So Datuk Lee Chong Wei should never deal with anybody who has Ping Wu in his chart, anywhere else. In chart. But remember, there is affinity one. There is affinity. This is the girl that you like. This is the man that you fall in love with. This is the business partner that you can talk 3 hours and have so much fun with. This is the colleague that you enjoy working with. Now, they can be friends. Social, don't know it. Now, when I say avoid, please, social is fine. I mean, you can always go, hang out together, do things. It's okay, no problem. Just don't commit into any money, into any emotional investments of any sort whatsoever. So if the Ping Wu is in a Man pillar, this person will one day screw up your career. Right? Okay, Lily? Therefore, where in the chart will now mean how the person will screw you up, whether emotionally, monetarily, or in a relationship or whatnot. But definitely this person will one day screw you up. Now, this is not by intention. We're not talking about betrayal here. We're not talking about the person really cheating you intentionally or harm you. These people are good people. You like them. In fact, you fall in love with them because they are good people. It's just somehow, for whatever reason, they're just not meant to be. But funny as you can see, not meant to be, but there's affinity one. Therefore, that's where these people will come back to haunt you for a very, very long time. Okay, so Datuk Lee Chong Wei, please stay away from people who have ping wu in your chart anywhere. Anywhere. Okay, now let's come back to the year pillar. The year pillar is water dog. The year pillar is water dog. Now water dog should avoid what?
贵丑
Gui chou. Correct. Water dog should avoid gui chou. Now, I knew one person. He is a Renchen. He's a Renchen, and he has a sister born 3 years later in the year of the Gui chou. Therefore, his sister is Gui chou. Brothers and sisters. Now, all this, don't worry. All these got affinity one. All got affinity one. Where is Ren Shen? Where is Ren Shen? Ren Shen is group number. Ren Shen is group number 1. Therefore, Ren Shen is group number 1. Okay. But of course, Gui chou is group number 5. Group number 5. Gui chou, group number 5. Right. But wait. Sorry. So there are some affinity there. Gui chou into the one part, and therefore here. And okay, it's coming back to the friend. They had a fight and for 5 years he never speak to his sister, something along the line. But sister, you cannot run away. There's affinity, and then as it is. Okay, so therefore Renshi is Gui chou. This is water ox. Water ox.
Is there a possibility that this rock well falls under the luck pillar?
Yes, it does.
So what happened during the annual or the luck pillar?
Usually there's some kind of a crisis, whether it's an emotional crisis or monetary crisis, some very difficult patch. Yeah, very turbulent. Turbulent luck pillar, correct.
Okay.
Okay, it falls the luck pillar, wherever. But it's always like a nice start, a very good start, but a very terrible ending. Okay, Yes, it is. But you must remember, this is like people that it's like one of those one-way love affair, unrequited love, they call it. The guy loves the girl, but the girl rejected him, and then he felt so. I mean, teenagers, young people felt like the end of the world, like that one. So it's like, and then it mess you up, for days and days, cannot sleep, cannot upset, depressed, because feeling rejected, that kind of feeling, unwritten love, unrequited love, they call it. Therefore, these are the
sorry, hold on. So you're saying if it appears in the luck pillar or annual, in the, let's say, Li Chongwei's chart, he will, in his own chart, he has that feeling.
Yeah, he will have the feeling, correct. He would have
because
the feeling.
I thought this is like matching another person.
Also,
not necessary.
Not necessary, because it's also rock wealth group. It's a rock wealth, which means actually it will rob the wealth away, and good blade can also mean violent, violent also. So it can also denote health issues as well. But this kind of meaning is that you, I wouldn't say that you bring it to yourself, It's not like it's not a self-punishment type, but it is more like you want it, and then you suffer the consequence of it. Like, somebody invite you to join partnership and you say yes to it. You put in the money and then it is lost. That kind of feeling, and you want to join. You are the one who said yes to the business venture because you like it and you think it's going to be good, but it just turns out to be terrible mess into the side. So basically, what is the remedy? The remedy is no commitment. Do not commit or work with anybody with this side. Full stop. That's all. Full stop. Just Stay away. That's it. No matter what.
So,
Just stay away.
so if it appears in the annual year pillar, so the whole year not to
Commit to
take
anything.
risk the whole year. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Not to commit to anything. Okay, that means any proposals, no thank you. Any investment, it's okay, thank you. Things like that. Just what?
Okay.
Okay, keng. So keng dog. So metal dog. So metal dog is here, and sinew. Sinew. Okay, now the question is okay. Now the question is, funny as it may be, now just now we talk about Lindan. Now it's equal to Lindan. What does Lindan has? Lindan has the water dog, the one that's a heaven combined and earth vanish. Therefore, Lindan, his arch enemy lah. His arch enemy. This will be the case. This will be the same thing into where Cho you would say lah. If you make me, why do you make Zhuge Liang? Therefore, Datuk Lee Chong Wei may ask the same question lah. You make me, why you also make Lindan? See? Therefore, that would be something along the line. There's the kind of affinity is there. So like I said, there's an affinity, and they are also arch enemy in that particular sense as well, so to speak. All right, then let's take a look furthermore. So therefore, this would be looking into one by one all the other side. Okay. Now here comes to the other part. What if you are one of these people? What happens if you have one of these? What happens if you have one of these? Check. Do you have one of these or not in your chart? Do you have one of these in your chart? Okay, therefore, yes. Let's say, for example, so therefore, we take a look into. Do you have one of these? There are not many. There are not many. Just this few. Water is control. Metal dog. Therefore, you have metal dog. One. Right.
David, the
Yes.
rock well appear anywhere in the chart or just the year?
Anywhere in the chart.
The rock well. Okay.
The rock well, goat blade. Anywhere in the chart. Yeah.
Okay. So if then what happens?
Or if you have one of these,
Yes.
then basically you have the potential of screwing up other people.
Oh,
you're the Kryptonite.
You are the Kryptonite.
Oh, okay, understood.
Powerful,
very powerful. Okay, then you have the then you have the basically you are the one who turned down the boys' proposal, love proposal. Then be depressed. Go back
you
and
can
check.
Kill your enemy,
kill yes, correct. You can kill. It's kill your enemy, correct.
Okay, understood.
I don't have lah.
You don't have. You don't have. You have. Then
unfortunately.
These are
who has two?
People.
Madam Yong.
Chui Lai got two. Wow.
Okay. Must have. Then you lah. You are the Kryptonite lah. Then you mess up people, screw people up lah. So Jenny, go and check lah.
Don't make her angry,
Don't make her angry, Go and check. Go and check all the
Very
during your early
funny.
years, all the boys that you turned down. Go and check. Okay, therefore this is one way to consider. So when we talk about pitching each other to a fight, we talk about pitching each other to a fight, then we can see again who will win and who will lose, something like that. Okay.
I see. Interesting.
But this one is because this one is a bit more personal. It's not easy to check on. But we see for example, let's say for example we take okay, we take Donald Trump. Now Donald Trump is born in 14 June 1946 at 10:54
AM.
AM. Okay, therefore, let's go to Donald Trump.
14 June.
So we go to Donald Trump. He's June
14 June
1946.
1946.
10. Okay, so for this is his chart. So you take a look at this chart. Right. Take a look at this chart. Here first. Now, first of all, we scan. Does he have any kryptonite or not? Does he have any kryptonite? Check. Does he have any kryptonite? Right, and then of course, let's go for another one.
David.
Yes.
Can I ask? I found a chart in the hour pillar, Gui Mao. The rock wealth is Renzi, and the Renzi actually appears in the day pillar and the year pillar. Two Renzi, the one rock wealth, two Renzi. And what's the implication behind this?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Oh, you have two Renzi, is it?
Gui Mao's rock wealth is Renzi, and this person got two Renzi at one is at the day pillar, one is at the year pillar.
Day and year. Wait, sorry. Are you trying to say day? Day is okay. Let me just write it here. So day is Renzi, and then
Renzi, and the year also Renzi, rock wealth.
Year also Renzi. Okay, but where's Gui Mao?
Gui Mao is at the hour pillar.
The hour pillar, I see.
Does that mean all already still want to fight?
Okay, that means here, I think if it's old, we might see that the reading may be more towards health related, maybe. But true. Therefore, there's another rock wealth into it. So rock wealth go back into the hour, into the part. And then furthermore to the year as well. Usually, this may denote children and their grandparents, and children against the parent as well. Therefore, may have very hard to control children.
It's not so much of the commitment issue or working with other people issue.
It can be that way as well. Okay, it's like this. You see, see you are Renzi, but Renzi is the good blade. So the children is Gui Mao, because you are not Gui Mao with the children is Renzi. So in this case, there is an affinity, but it also means that this case, if not careful, it also means that the parents' actions will screw up their children.
I see. Okay.
You know, the parents' action will screw up the children. I mean, let's say, for example, simple things like, you know, like how grandparents sometimes spoil the grandchildren. Huh? They feed them, and then they take, and then I know, like, I know of one, you know, like, not just one, a few cases where the grandparents like the grandchildren so much, they feed them until they became obese. Therefore, they're all very fat now. Or the grandparents let the children watch television, and then they get into this short attention span. You know, basically it's like good intention, but it spoils the children. It screw up the children's future.
So in short, actually, the ear pillar represent the grandparents.
Grandparents to the children.
To the children at the
or
hour
parents,
pillar.
parents yeah, correct, yeah.
And the day pillar is himself to the children.
To the children, correct. Therefore, if this is the case, then be careful. That means here he needs to learn, the person needs to learn to be careful in managing the children. Manage children, but not to screw up.
Okay, thank you.
In that sense, okay. So the best way is not to exert any authority, but to make sure that you get somebody else to whom you can trust to exert the authority into one part.
Now we go back to Donald Trump, is it?
Yes. No, I tried to get the Z. Yeah, let me see whether I can get.
Xi Jinping.
So Xi Jinping will
US.
be 15th of June 1953. 1953. But the time is not so known, isn't it? Time.
Yeah, no time.
Time not so known. Okay. Therefore, if we get Xi Jinping, then of course you can see that it will be also June, is it?
Yeah, June.
15 June. Their birthdays are just one day apart. And so here he is. Okay. So let's put them side by side into this part. So if these two were to, definitely there'll be affinity one. Affinity. Now let's take a look into this part. What is the kryptonite? What is the kryptonite to therefore to the number one? Donald Trump has a pink sheet. Pink sheets kryptonite is ping wei. Okay, and then Chia don't have, and then Chi Wei is Wu don't have. There got Chi Wei. His day master, the Rockwell gold blade is the Wu. That means basically this one. Can we check and see? You know what I mean or not? Okay. What Lily also mentioned is that Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump is Earth God. And Wait is also a Rockwell group. Right? He himself is also a Rockwell good blade. Definitely lah. Huh? I'd be surprised if Donald Trump has not screwed anybody else before in his life. Huh? Okay. Therefore, Donald Trump does look like a person who do screw up people. That was his day master himself. Is also a Kryptonite. Therefore, the potential of creating a huge upset. Therefore, who does Donald Trump would upset the most? Donald Trump would upset people who are basically the Earth people. The Earth people. Therefore, Donald Trump would definitely screw up the Earth people. Well, but Xi Jinping doesn't have any of that sort of thing. Into one part of how we can observe it. And of course, if you want to just sorry, what is it?
David, Xi Jinping, just the chart is Wu horse, right?
Wu horse, correct.
Yeah, but Wu horse is not under the element of that under the Rockwell.
No. You look at the chart. Here.
Yes.
Earth horse. So Earth horse is the Rockwell group blade of these people here. Donald Trump's day master is here. Donald Trump's day master is here. And therefore the people who can screw him up.
Okay, understood.
The people who can screw him up. What? We take a look into
Sorry, thank you.
No. Joe Biden. Joe Biden is 20 November 1942.
8:30 a.m. Okay.
Born in November 20th.
8:30 a.m. Yep.
The last fact.
Okay, Joe Biden, does he have any Rockwell gold blade task?
Do you think the whole back here, the chip Yes.
Okay. Am I going too fast again? Or is everybody?
No, looking at the chat, searching.
Okay, searching. Okay.
Jack Dragon at the hour.
Sorry? Jack Dragon.
Jack Dragon at the hour.
Jack Chen, huh? Therefore. Therefore, this is also a Rockwell, huh? So this is Jack Chen, huh? Is a Rockwell gold blade into one. I'm sure politicians all should have something that screw up people, huh? I'm sure. Huh? Into one. Therefore, that would be coming here. And a very interesting thing, of course, is that for Joe Biden, his year pillar and month pillar are immune from Rockwell gold blade. Therefore, you do not find a Rockwell gold blade that comes in. So what is the kryptonite that can go against Joe Biden? What is his Rockwell gold blade for his month pillar? So Ping will come in here as well. So Ping will be the one who attacks him. And so Chia Cheng, he is the one who attacks out. Therefore, this one, he is the one who attacks out to. So therefore, Chia Cheng, he is the one who attacks out all the yeet, all the yeet into one of them.
Explain this part again, David.
Oh, meaning to say that for Joe Biden,
Yes.
the year pillar water horse has no Rockwell gold blade. Don't have. The sin high, that means the metal pig, also don't have. That these two pillars do not have any Rockwell gold blade. But the day master, yes, day master is the Ting Cho, right? And Ting Cho, the Rockwell gold blade is the Ping. Therefore, people who have this sign can be a, that means Joe Biden cannot win. Joe Biden cannot win against people with this Ping. Cannot win against people with this Ping. That's what it means. But Joe Biden can win. He can win against all the Yeet Day Master. Not all, but the one listed. One. That's what it means. And so for the case of Donald Trump, he, Day Master, he can win. He is a Rockwell gold blade against the Wu Day Master. But when he pick a fight with Xi Jinping, Premier Minister, therefore this one, he has the Earth. So therefore he has the Earth horse. And the Earth horse is the Rockwell gold blade. Against the Cheat Day Master into one part. Therefore, usually when we consider this part, now so what happens here is that what are we doing here is that when we have two people fighting each other, when we have two, of course when I say fighting, it can be competition, it can just be competition. So let's say we have these two competitor playing a game, and if you look at the chart and say between these two, who would have a higher chance of prevailing? Who would win? Then it will be Lindan.
Yeah.
Therefore, Lindan has been a thorn to Dato' Lee Chong-wei's performance. And so he couldn't achieve his glory as much because of Lindan's participation. Therefore, so these are frenemy. Of course, these two are friends. They are but they are bitter enemy, and because of Lindan, Chong-wei couldn't succeed as much as he intended to. So that's just what it means. So it's likewise, it comes back to this part when you put these two together, Zhuge Liang would win. Therefore, this is more or less appreciated when the two of them come together. And they will come. They will meet each other again and again and again. Because that's where one cannot avoid one's enemy. So you cannot avoid these people. In your life, you will meet these people. You will meet them. Right? You're bound to meet them. Especially the one that you choose to oppose. People that you choose to go against. People that you choose to go against. Recurring theme into a prolonged. And therefore, between the Chinese Prime Minister, Xi Jinping against Donald Trump, then Xi Jinping will prevail. Therefore, he will win the fight, so to speak, as it is. Okay, therefore that's one way to read or to consider into the chart as well. And in fact, into it as well. And so all these Rockwell Gold Blade, they are quite powerful chart. They're quite a powerful chart to actually consider when one were to pit against another enemy. So coming back to this part, this is also more about who do you need to employ to go against somebody. So if let's say you want to bring down somebody, and that person is you want to bring down somebody who is E high. Okay, so EI doesn't help. You want to bring down somebody who is E now.
So we get Jia Chen to go.
Yeah, that's right. You get Jia Chen to go. Okay, you get Jia Chen to go. That's right. Therefore, if this is if so if this is your enemy, so just an example, therefore if this is your enemy and you want to defeat this enemy, you recruit somebody who is here, and then just go after them. Okay, just to go after them. So you engage a Jia Chen to go against Yi Mao. And when you put them together, then one will lose together, into the fight. Okay, so that's but anyway, this can also mean that avoid these people, avoid no, of course if it's your brother, your sister, relative. Now, but again, just to repeat, when I say avoid, means avoid committing, avoid making any commitments in terms of money, in terms of emotions, in terms of any resources with these people like that. Do not go against them, and also do not commit to them, something like that. Right? That's good. But as the two part, they haven't. So basically, this is actually your arch enemy. This is your arch enemy. These are people. These are basically. Maybe I can put here unrequited love. Unrequited love. That would be the better. That would be the better symbolism. Unrequited love.
So for example,
huh? Yeah.
Sorry, David.
Yeah.
For example, if let's say Muhyiddin is a Yi Mao, so I plan one person who is a Jia Chen to sabotage him like that, lah.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
That will mess up his life, huh?
Will mess up his life, correct.
Okay.
Will mess up his life. This is like the Trojan horse, lah. Like the Trojan horse. Or sometimes also what we call the honey trap. The honey trap.
Yep.
But the honey trap also here. Here is also honey trap. Here is also the honey trap. The honey is the heaven combined. The honey is the heaven combined. The trap is the earth punish into one part. Into the other. So these are the increase in chances. Okay, so check whether you have any of these Rockwell Gold Belt. So you got you have, then you have the power to screw up other people, and possibly you already have Okay, all right, there you go. Okay, so go back and check your relatives, check your brother, sister. Sure got one without fail, because they're all in the affinity group. In your life, you do attract people like that, and rather you are attracted by people like that as well. Yep. Okay. So go and check and see how it goes. Right. Okay, people, right? So that's it for the day. I'll see you next week for another round of case study. Yeah. Okay.
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 Thanks,
Thank you.
David.
You're welcome.
Good night, everyone.
Okay. Good night.
Nah.